What is up, traders? Good morning, everybody. How's everybody doing on this fine, lovely morning? We're going to take a look at some Bitcoin, a couple other crypto assets, and we're going to look at some FX pairs, see if we can find some setups before the New York Open this morning. Good morning, everybody. Rustam Renez, Nunez, Chody Doinks, Don J, West Diaz, everybody else. What's going on? So yesterday, obviously, we had a little bit of a sell-off in Bitcoin. It really wasn't because of the dollar. I mean, the euro did have a small pullback, but it wasn't like as severe as Bitcoin's was. However, the S&P 500 did sell off about the same as Bitcoin. You can see here on the S&P 500 that I do have support down here. Let me get this up here for you real fast. That was your last support zone at 41.65 spot 20. You can see that you did get that 8-hour closure right beneath that support zone. Now this thing did slice through many support zones. All right, you had one right here, you had one right here, and one right here. But this thing didn't seem to care. It was going down, and if you take a step back and look at it, it's not really a severe sell-off at all. I mean, to even call it a sell-off is, I don't know if I'd go that far yet, right? This is a pullback. It did have a little bit of steam coming down, but it's not that big. It's not that bad. So let's go back and look at Bitcoin and see what's going on here. So basically we had this trend line, thanks to West DZ for pointing this out to me because I hadn't even been paying attention to it, but this was over here. We were noticing when it did break out. There's another pattern here. This breakout did not maintain. Obviously, you traded up, you did take out your resistance level, and then you fell back through. So you fell right back down inside of this descending trend line here. Let's go look at this. Also, you have what a lot of other people are looking at with this right here being a wedge pattern. Now these things usually play out in bearish markets when you have, it's almost like a bear flag or a rising wedge, whatever you want to call it. You usually see these in bear markets. When they do show up in bull markets, they don't always play out. This one seems to be playing out. You do have an 8-hour breakdown beneath this pattern, all right? But if you look at your 8-hour support level right here, you did not close beneath that. Even though you were weak and you tested all the way down here to this bullish order block or support zone or demand zone, whatever you want to call it, that's what you traded down to, 53,835 spot 64, and then you had a dead cat bounce back up to this last area of support. Now we are currently trading beneath it, but this is 3 sessions. You've been trading at or just below or above 55,814 spot 81. So when the New York Opens happens this morning, we're going to see some more volume on Bitcoin and it'll tell us what's going to go on. Now, as of right now, basically, if you're looking for intraday setups on this, you're going to have to chill for a moment because you haven't broken support to the downside, but you have broken out of this pattern to the downside. And since these patterns usually have bearish implications, people are going to be trying to short any pops in price. All right. So you could get all the way up here to 57,438 and still be considered an area to sell. All right. So if you're looking for shorts, I would watch that area right there. If you are bullish on Bitcoin and you are wanting this thing to go higher, you must wait for this area to be reclaimed, as it is showing an inability to get above that area. This is your resistance. There's a few other things that I could show up here. You got a pitchfork that's holding this thing as resistance. There's a lot of confluence as resistance up here. All right, now if you go into the daily time frame and you pull up your major moving averages, you can clearly see that yesterday you did get a close beneath your 21 EMA. Now, I only use moving averages. If you're new to this channel, I only use moving averages to show me how much momentum is in the market. And clearly momentum has stalled up here and had a nice pullback. Let's see how big the pullback was. Yeah, 27% pullback from high to low. And basically you've been dead cat bouncing ever since. You haven't had a whole lot of momentum coming up out of here. Now, when we were trading in this area during the weekend, Friday night, it looked to me like this thing was going to break out. This had a nice bullish move up, but then it stalled out. We still did get a daily closure above your resistance. All right here is your daily resistance level. So you can see you never did close another daily candle above this area until you got this one. So the fact that you did sell off and you came down and took out your daily support level, and if I put this on here, you can see that's basically exactly where Bitcoin has traded back up to, right? You have traded back up to that area, and that is where people are engaging more sells. So I don't know if I'd be looking for bullish entries on this yet. You got to give it a chance to pull back, find support. It appears that it is finding support, but you can't go on 2 days of data. It's not enough. As of right now, since yesterday, the momentum is to the downside. Unfortunately, as bad as I hate to say it, but there it is. You even got a daily close beneath this pattern, this wedge pattern. So it seems like this wedge pattern might be looking to play out, guys. There is a measured move on this thing that takes you almost down to $47,000, which would be this area here. You do have daily support sitting down here. You also have a daily order block or demand zone sitting down here at about 50,000 bucks. So if you do get this closure, a daily closure below 53,241, this level here, your next area is going to be 5137. 5137. Maybe it finds support there. Maybe this doesn't even play out. Maybe it finds support and keeps going higher. You basically haven't taken out this swing low yet. So until you do, in my opinion, you are basically still trading within this consolidation range. All right. Even though you did get this breakout. Since you got this breakout, until you take out this swing low, in my opinion, the momentum would still more or less be to the upside. I mean, technically speaking, you just got a closure below your 21 EMA. Those EMAs are also straightening out instead of like staying sloped upwards. You see how you've got your faster EMAs, your 21, your 55, they will obviously move quicker than your 100 and 200, but you can still see that it is starting to lose its slope. If this starts to trade down lower, you will get a cross on the 2055. That's not a sell signal. That just means that more momentum is lost. Momentum to the upside is lost. But like I said, I'm still looking for bullish entries until we get this swing low taken out on a daily closure basis. That level is 53,241. 53241. That is the area. If Bitcoin loses it, I will no longer be looking for bullish entries for intraday trades and or intra-week range expansions. I am still uber bullish on Bitcoin for the long term. In 10 years, 15 years, I see this asset trading at astronomical numbers. All right, that's just my opinion. This is not financial advice. Good morning, everybody. What is happening? Yeah, I was having a little bit of technical difficulties this morning as well, and I was getting very upset. So apologies. What's up? All right, now let's go look at Ethereum real quick, and then let's go find us some price action setups in the FX market. We got to talk about that pound. What am I doing? ETH USD. It's a bit early still for me. Just woke up about an hour ago. So let me get this stuff situated. Here's Ethereum. Obviously, everybody's watching it. Had a massive breakout to the upside. It is still holding its bullish momentum. I mean, this thing is absolutely on freaking fire. There's nothing to do on this asset. I am definitely not looking to buy this high here and looking for bullish continuation because you are trading so far above any minor pullback areas where you would find your support. And you're trading way above your moving averages. You can see how sloped to the upside they have become since this push higher. You have exceeded your measure move from this move, this consolidation, and then this leg up. You have exceeded it. You have not only hit it, but surpassed it. So you are buying into exhaustion risk. If you are looking for entries way up here, you need a pullback on this asset. A pullback to the daily 21, find support roughly around 32.55. Then you could maybe look for bullish entries, but you're still buying exhaustion risk. There is a risk of this thing exhausting, coming back to the downside with a big brutal red candle to the face. So I would just be standing by watching this thing happen. As the sell-off occurred on Doge USD, I did get taken out of my position. I did put my stop loss to where I would, when I got stopped out, the position would have been up a little bit over 500%. So I did take 500% off in profits off of this trade. I don't know if the trade is done. A lot of people assume it is, but this is not. I mean, it is a huge move. It's like 40 freaking percent, but on log you can see that it's not really, in reference to the whole chart, it's not that big of a sell-off. 40% is 40%. 40% could destroy your account. So it is a big sell-off, but just what I mean is you have found support, and until like this daily candle doesn't have much momentum in it, you are trading inside of yesterday's candle to the downside. So as of right now, it looks like it's going to have a little bit more continuation to the downside. If you do find support, I would say roughly around 32 cents. Then you could possibly look for bullish entries if you think this thing's going to trade back up to the dollar area. I don't know. You know what I mean? Nobody can tell the future. This obviously was a sell the news event. A lot of people were looking for it, especially people here in the CTM, as well as other people that aren't CTM that just follow the live streams. People were looking for it in the chat as it to be a sell-off, sell the news event, and it damn sure was. So congrats to anybody that capitalized on that. Like I said, I'm not looking for sells on it just yet. This would be an area to look for possible sells if you were looking to short this thing. However, you are still trading above your moving averages. You are still in an uptrend. You have not broken any trend lines. There isn't really any trend lines to be had on this, not on the log, and definitely not on the normal probably. Let's go look at it. Yeah, I mean, it's brutally up. I mean, this thing is just extremely extended to the upside. So just keep that in mind. Sells, you're still above all your major moving averages. So the momentum is up. You have breached the oversold area on the RSI. You did put in daily bearish divergence. In my opinion, this divergence has already played out. Why do I say that? Let me show you. If you take your RSI and you draw a line and then put that right at 50 spot 0, 0, that is your medium range. Anything above 50 is your bullish control zone. Anything below 50 is the bearish control zone. You are still trading inside of bullish control on the RSI. Yes, this divergence has played out because you almost got a 50 test. Almost. So it could consolidate right here and continue higher. So just be careful if you're looking for shorts. Take all of that into account, please. All right, I'm not looking for shorts yet. I will look for shorts if we get a blow off top. This is not a blow off top. You haven't even taken out last week's bullish range expansion candle. This candle, you have not even tested the low of it yet. A blow off top would be a big red weekly candle, right? That's a blow off top. At that point, any push higher in price, you look to sell for continuation to the downside. This is not a blow off top, so be very, very careful if you're looking for shorts. Be very, very careful if you're looking for longs, guys. This thing is extended. All right, Forex. So if you watched any of my videos last week, you know we were looking for this push higher. Why? Well, because simply we put in this trend line here, we came up. Let's go to a daily so I can show you what we were looking at when it happened. This is not hindsight, as I called this out when we were down here. All right, this here came up. You got a daily trade, a push higher above your weekly support of resistance. Apologies. You tested that weekly resistance as support, and then the next day failed. Now, we didn't know why this bearish momentum came into the marketplace, but it did. And then you had this inside day test, and then another push lower, taking out your support on a daily closing basis. This was the support area that I was looking for to be tested, and it basically told everybody, as long as you're trading above 1.19790, you are still bullish, and we will be looking for bullish entries on this asset. We will be looking for this thing to push higher, as everybody's going to be shorting this, assuming that this was a test above this trend line and a failure and a rejection. So people are going to be shorting anything above this area, looking for continuation to the downside. So if we're targeting this wick high, that would be a nice area to target, as a lot of people would be stopped out. That's exactly what we got. I mean, I couldn't have said it no better. It happened. I did not capitalize on it on this asset. I did on the pound dollar. All right. So basically, moving forward, I think it's going to continue higher. This wasn't a good enough pullback, in my opinion. Well, it was. That's what I was looking for last night. However, I did not get in it because it happened when I was heading off to bed. I didn't put in a trade here. If anybody did, anybody that's following me and you took that trade, kudos, you're up on the day. Target the daily high, yesterday's high, right? That's your target. Once you hit that, if you hit that, take 2/3 of your position size off, move your stop to break even, leave 1/3 on to see if it wants to have continuation to the upside. The reason I'm looking for more continuation to the upside is this was a big breakout. Big breakout and a setup. This set everybody up for the short side. Everybody was short on this thing except us. This is why. Boom. So continuation to the upside. I'm looking for this thing to go up here and test 1.22431. This is our next bullish target. It may not get hit this week. This was a pretty big move, right? Even though it happened Friday, it's still a big move. This will, or possibly will, consolidate a little bit. You can be remaining bullish on this asset, in my opinion, even if you trade all the way down to here. Let me get it on there. 1.20638. 1.20638. In fact, if you get down there, it'd be a beautiful spot to look for bullish entries, targeting this range high here. But we will see what's going on. There is a bearish order block right here, or a resistance level. That's just what I call them. I don't call them order blocks or demand zones or supply zones. I call them support and resistance because that's all it is. People like to put names to these things so that way they can package it up and sell it, but it is the same exact strategy professional traders have been using for years and years and years, way before YouTube was even invented. But here you go. That's a level of resistance. You are testing it right now. 1.21708. 1.21708. So you're definitely not looking to take any bullish entries today, not with it trading up here, right? Why is that? This was your trade. This was it. This test of support, that was the trade. It's still not that big. It's still not like a good trade. Even if you would have got in on that wick low. Oh wait, never mind. 43 pips. Kudos. That's better than I look for. That's a pretty big move. I didn't realize it was that big of a move. This must have been a massive move. Well, I know it was because it's fantastic on the pound. But there you go. So the euro is already making a move. This was your London open candle. So anybody that got short or got long last night while I was looking at it, testing this hour resistance or support area right here, same thing, bullish order block, supply demand zone, same thing. While you were testing this, if they got long here, more than likely they got stopped out on the London open. All right. So the London open through a wick low, stopped everybody out, and then booyah shaka, heading up to the upside. this would have been the entry candle in my opinion. If you go look at that on a 5-minute time frame, you can see exactly how it played out, right? Push down, back down to support. Here's your stops. Big bearish candle. Another one throws all the way down beneath 10 pips. 10 pips, guys. 10 pips below the low. That's about where it will go to purge the stops, right? So you got the stops purged. Boom, boom, there, and you're heading higher. This big bullish candle coming out of there would have been basically the signal as, yeah, that's a lot of heat coming off that area. And you're already bullish anyways, just because this thing is bullish. We've been looking at it as bullish, and it is bullish still to this day. So let's go look at this pound trade. That was fantastic. Fantastic trade. We took this trade Friday morning, and we got stopped out, guys. I was watching this 5-minute order block right here. We got a test down into it, and then that's when I had a limit order on both my FX accounts, and my stop was resting just beneath this wick low. I completely forgot about non-farm payrolls that day. I wasn't even thinking about it. I knew it was the week of it, but for some reason it just slipped my mind. Had I known that, then obviously I would not have put anybody in this trade, as during NFP price is very volatile, and a lot of times your price action setups will not work out so great. However, when I did get stopped out, I re-entered this position on this wick low on just one account. I did not enter, oh, not this. Where am I at? It's over here. It's Friday's price action. Sorry. Over here. Where was it? This is it right here. So it's the same thing though. You can see we were watching this area here, this bearish candle, this stopped us out. So I got right back in instantly on the main account, and it pushed instantly. That's when the news came out, and then boom. Had you not gotten in on this push lower, you still could have taken a fib retracement from your swing low to your swing high once these bearish candles came in. Look for your 618 retracement, not even one 5-minute candle closure below. That's another entry, guys, for an intraday trade. This happened at 9:30, 9:40, so it's a little bit late in the day for me to be looking for new entries, but coming off of that newsprint, this thing was going to have continuation, so the day was done. And I'm still long this asset, and it's just going and going and gone. That's what happens. You get enough people on the wrong side of the market, then you get massive moves like this, because it just adds fuel to the fire. So here was our target. Anybody following this channel knows I've been targeting this wick, one spot 40, 174, since this push up and this failure to get above it. Since this move down, I've been looking for this run right here. We didn't get it on that one Friday. Like I said, it had a big red day, even closed below daily support. So we were kind of like, but I still tried to take a trade on it. On this wick low right here, I got entered. Then when we pushed up, I took profits ahead of this resistance level right here. So on this push up, I took 2/3 of the position, and then this push lower took me out. My stop was above my entry, so on this wick lower, it took me out. And I knew I still wanted to be long the trade, still wanted to be long the pound, looking for this target. And I entered again Friday, and so far so good. So I took 2 profitable trades on the pound last week, 1 loss. But let me explain something to you. This win right here has taken away 10 losses. This was a nice move, guys. I am looking for bullish continuation, obviously. Here is where we are testing. That is your bearish order block. Tested it yesterday, closed right on it. Today, you are trading an inside day as of this point. You are still inside this daily range. This is a big daily range, so you could trade a few inside days. I am looking for support, but not up here. If it continues higher, obviously I'm situated down here, so I'm good. I don't care. It can go as high as it wants, but if you're looking for new entries, you need to wait on a support test. right? You could call this kind of a support test. This is basically the same move on the euro. Your London open right here got beneath the stops. These wicks here, you got this little push lower, boom, and now you're heading higher. Will it continue higher? It may, but like I said, you're entering at the high of day. I like to enter on these trades when it's roughly in the middle of the daily range, as that gives you a target to the upside and to the downside. All right, so we're gonna look around and see if we can't find nothing else. Also, targets were hit on the pound yen as well. Right there was my target. This thing, man, it just smoked everything. Everything. You even got this swing high. So the pound just had a massive move. It's a lot stronger than anything else. A lot stronger than anything else. I am looking for a bit of consolidation. So here you go. I put this out yesterday. I marked this area out yesterday. I don't know if I put it on any chat rooms. And if I didn't, I apologize. This is what I was looking for right here. See this? You traded down into it. You are trading out of it. This is my target on this asset. So let's see where we are in regards to the target now. Right now, we're 22 pips away from the target. If the dollar gets a pullback or gets any bullish pullback from that move lower, this thing's going to come lower as well. All right. So I don't want to take it up here, but if it does give us a pullback, like say, let's see what we got here. If we come back down into this area here around 72671, this 5-minute candle, if we come back down and test this level today during the New York Open, as long as it's before 9 o'clock, I would be looking for bullish entries on this asset. Stop would just be beneath that bullish candle, but to make it more realistic, you could probably go ahead and throw it beneath that swing low if you wanted to. That would be 14 pips. So from there to this target would be a roughly 2-to-1 trade if it comes back down here. So this is going to be the first one I'm looking for this morning, because it's actually giving us a target. This target is still golden. Let me show you what I'm talking about. This is the target. See this wick high here? See this wick? It did not go up into there. So it did not take out that liquidity. So anybody that got short here is still short. Why? Well, they haven't been stopped out yet. Plus new shorts probably got their stops above this swing high. I love this type of price action. You trade up into the target, almost hit it, and then you close on the day red. So in the next day or two, I am expecting 0.73072 to be taken out. Just like the pound target, just like the pound yen target, right? You do have a bullish resistance level right above it, 73.437. So what we're wanting is we want to pull back. That is roughly about the same price as the open, just a little bit lower on the open. So this daily candle would turn red if you do get a pullback to the 72.669 level. Why that level? Well, it's above this hourly order block, this hourly support area, and it's an untested level. Meaning, once you traded out of it, you never came back and tested it. Did you test it on this 5-minute candle? Yeah, but that's not a legit test. You need to trade away, then come back, test it, then leave. You did not get that, so I wouldn't be entering here. I would want it to come all the way back down to here. And I would consider that to be a beautiful spot to enter long. Doesn't mean it'll work out. So if you take this trade and it does not work, this is not financial advice. Make sure you have a stop situated. All right. Next, let's see what's the NZD yen doing. See if we got any daily targets. No, we do not. See, we have taken out daily target, gone. There's nothing to do on this asset. Here's something you could possibly look at. I don't know. I don't like trading Swiss pairs because they're so choppy most of the time. Aussie Swiss has been trading in this range for a few weeks. All right. You're inside of this price leg here. So this is your range. This is breaking resistance right now. So maybe a test of that. Maybe you go higher. You are beneath your 21 EMA on the daily. You were closing dailies below your 50 as well. So it is losing momentum. If it's going to go higher, it needs to do so soon. Otherwise, people are going to start shorting this thing. All right. I don't know. It doesn't look like anything to me, but it's not moving. It hasn't been moving. So this might be a good trade, guys, because if it does get a breakout one way or the other, it will be a nice trade. So let's mark out our range. This is it, right? Support, resistance. While you're inside of that, there's nothing to do. You break down or break up, you could probably look for more continuation to the upside. A measured move on something like this would put you up above 7,300 or 0.73 right there. 74. You could get up there easily. So I don't know though. Swiss franc was weak last week. Apologies. Swiss franc was strong last week. Let's go look at the Swiss franc. Right here it is. This is your Swiss franc currency index. You can see how it was strong Friday. Yesterday didn't really do nothing. It's retesting that bullish movement. So I don't know if I'd be looking for anything long versus the Swiss franc right now. Aussie was strong yesterday, but it's one of those things. All right, so let me look and see what you guys got on here. Let me see. Euro or USD JPY was looking for bullish continuation on this asset for the carry trade alone. It still looks okay for that, as our interest rates are still cruising right around that 150 spot. So, but the dollar's weakness obviously is going to have an effect on this. The only reason it's still trading up here is because of how weak the yen has been lately. If that yen gets some strength, this thing's going to fall down, as long as the dollar is staying weak. Also, one last asset, USD CAD, because this thing, man, it has been getting freaking brutalized. Look at this. It's just nothing but net, just straight down. So if you go into a weekly chart, you can see where you're testing right now. You still got a target down there, guys, so I wouldn't be looking for bullish entries just yet on it. If you are looking for this thing to turn around, obviously I'm looking for it to turn around for at least a small bounce, because it's just been going straight down. These aren't really considered bounces. You got a couple weeks of up and then rolled over, so you still have a weekly target down here. So yeah, you could possibly be looking for this thing. This is not Oanda because of that gap. So you could possibly be looking, you fell out of this channel, you could possibly be looking for a retest and then targeting that weekly low, and then that's it. Do not expect any more. Once you purge that level, it is over with. The trade is done. All right, so let's go into the daily and see if we can find something. Nothing there. 8 hour, beautiful. So you do got a level right here on the 8 hour. It's extremely extended to the downside. So if we get a test of this level, 1.21500, we'll be looking for bearishness to continue, just to take out this 1.20620 level. After this level's taken out, I will be done with this trade, as it would be probably going to get a bounce at that point. Maybe. I mean, it should be getting a bounce sometime soon. CAD's been on fire and the dollar's been weak. This has been one nice trade to the downside. Unfortunately, it went without me. But I'm not looking for much more downside on that. All right, let's go up and see what's going on here. No volume. Volume is a little low. Which volume? My mic? Do you guys need me to turn the mic up? Sorry, I've been going on for almost half hour. But manageable. All right, let me see if I can turn it up a bit. How's that? Maybe turn down the music a little bit more. See if that helps a little bit. Let me know. Let me know if that helps. I'm going to go back up real fast and see if I can't find some questions. Thank you all for the compliments. I appreciate it so much. Higher lows yet? I don't know about that. I'm not sure what you're talking about, Marcel. Link USD. Let's go look at it. As I got about another 25 minutes. So I'm not going to be doing a whole lot myself because I'm still riding that pound trade. Yeah, Link had a nice sell-off yesterday as well. This is like, I mean, you're still bullish. You're still bullish. Let's get rid of these old lines. Here's the new ones right there. There you go. So that was your first test. This is your bounce, right? You just came down, tested it. There's not really nothing to do because when you have big bearish outside days like this or bearish engulfings, this is a bearish engulfing because you did take out the high of your previous candle and you have taken out the low, and it's a solid one because the body even closed bigger than this body. So this is the exact perfect example of a bearish engulfing, aka outside day. When you have these, they generally do have a bit of continuation for a day or so. But with crypto assets, I've seen them happen and then get bought right back up. So that if that's what's going on with Link, then this was the area to look for that test, and that would have been the area to buy. You don't ever know if your trade is going to work. That's why you have to put a stop loss in. But I mean, when it tested that, it probably didn't stay there very long. So let's go see. Yeah, you just had a wick down there, and then that's basically it. You can see on the hourly, you're still just consolidating. So you could get all the way to 49.23 and have sellers re-engage. Obviously, they will be targeting this wick down here. So I don't know if I'd be looking to buy it just yet because we don't know what's going on with Bitcoin. Also, if Bitcoin starts to sell off, then obviously it's going to carry a lot of these alts down with it. Because most of these things trade with Bitcoin, they do trade a little stronger or a little weaker. But if Bitcoin starts to have big sell-offs, you're going to see a lot of these crypto assets fall. So kind of waiting to see what Bitcoin wants to do. Bitcoin sell-off wasn't big yesterday, but we definitely want to see this thing push higher, not lower. It still is just a support test, though. You can see higher highs, higher lows. This is a higher low. Still, this was a higher high. So it's still bullish. But that was a lot of momentum to the downside yesterday. So keep Link looks good, but it did have a pullback. So just be careful. .USDT says Alice. And also, I'm in the Discords, both of them all day long. So if you guys ever have any questions and you're in one of the CTM Order Trade Talk Discord, don't hesitate to ask. I'm always there every day, all day long. .USD looks exactly like Link almost, except Link did make a new all-time high, whereas DOT has not. So this is not a head and shoulders pattern. Before anybody even asks, your left shoulder's way over here. This doesn't. It's just not. It's not. You're bullish. This was when you put in this leg lower. This was your area to get above. You got above it on a daily closing basis and tested it multiple times. That verifies that level. This was a fake out move to the downside and then a push higher. Was this a fake to the upside and a push lower? It's highly unlikely. You know what I mean? It's just a tug and pull right now. You got sellers that think that it's done, the run has had enough, and you got buyers that are buying it on pullbacks. They're buying the dips. So you get this crazy price action. Make sure you got stops in. This would have stopped you out no matter where. You would have put a stop there, got you. If you would have put a stop here, that got you as well. So yeah, everybody would have gotten stopped out on that move. It's retesting the midpoint essentially of this candle, so it's not bullish. This price action isn't, but this price action still is. And then obviously longer term, you're trading up on highs. So let's see where your moving averages are. Yeah, you're starting to lose momentum to the upside. RSI putting in divergence. No, it is not. You still are in control, barely. You did lose control. I don't know if I'd be looking for bullish entries on this just yet. I would see if it wants to find a pullback level at a different area, because you're losing momentum. It's losing momentum. I would be keeping an eye on it, but I would not be buying it. Not until you get a push out or a push lower. One of those two things has to happen. Right now, you're consolidating inside of a bigger range. So there's nothing to do on it, in my opinion. If you like the asset and you think it's going much higher, obviously for a long-term hodl, you can just hold it. That's what I do with Bitcoin and my Ethereum mostly. I do trade ETH every now and then, but this is the ICO. I mean, since it's done nothing but go up on this asset, on this data feed. So, I mean, it's very, very bullish, but extended and losing momentum. NZD Swissy. Right here it is. Checking it out. Also, let's look at it together. Yeah, it looks exactly like the Aussie Swissy. It's putting in this longer term, like, I guess you could call it a pennant pattern or something. It's a wedge is what it is. It definitely is just wedging up. So you could throw a trend line there. Throw one, let's use this low. Or shit. Not that low. This low. Something like that, right? You want a breakout, a daily breakout, a daily hold. Remember, it could do something like what the euro did and break out and then fall right back in the next day. However, this was your area to look for support. Traded up, came back in, tested it. You're getting a bullish pop. I'm almost certain people are trying to buy this, looking for the breakout. I would be too. As you have lost your 21 and 55 on yesterday's close, today you're trading back above it. So if you get a breakout, this thing is going to move higher, right? Because of the momentum and how many people get stopped out and all that stuff, because they're looking for it to roll over. So you could take a measured move. I would use about the halfway point. Boom, puts you right up about this high, 68. 0.68, something like that, would be roughly about where this thing would end up if you get a breakout to the upside and a hold, as long as it holds that breakout to the upside. So what you can do, my friend, what I would do is let it break out, let it find support, then look for buying opportunities on it. Instead of anticipating the breakout, because you've got so much resistance overhead. You have resistance right here, you have resistance right here, right here, right here. So it's got a lot to do. So if it does break out, you could get a pop up to here. Find support, look for continuation to the upside. And then again, this pattern doesn't even have to play out. It can chop around, break inside, down, and up. That's why I'm not a pattern trader, because I see them fail most of the time. Like, patterns work out like 38% of the time. Head and shoulders too. They only work like 38% of the time. So I don't look at them. But it looks like it's trying to break out. Let it break out. Let it break out. Gold up. Yeah, gold has been trading nicely. Let me go look at the XAU chart instead of the gold chart. XAU USD. Yep, this was your push higher. This was a double bottom, and it did work out. This was your neckline right here. You did get a break above that. You came back in, retested old resistance almost absolutely perfectly. I mean, look at that. You can't, I mean, come on, guys. You can't even, look. This, that's your buy. See that and apply it to your trading, because it works. Boom. You're testing weekly resistance or a daily order block. It's a daily. Yeah, it's just the daily. All right. You're testing daily resistance right now. You can see yesterday you tested, or yesterday and Friday you tested. It looks like you're trying to get above it, right? Main resistance is 1843. Obviously, it's going to be the close of the bullish candle. So the way I'm looking at it is the bottom of it, the opening price, from the opening price to the closing price is your entire range, your order block range. So basically, you don't want, if you get a daily closure above 1843, then you have a effectively broken daily resistance. There's nothing to do on it right now, dude. You need to pull back, right? So look how this looks, right? See, you got to push up, 4 or 5 days up, push down, support test, push up, 4 or 5 days up, retest, push up. That's what you're looking for. You buy it right here, you're probably going to get stopped out just from regular chop. And then people are going to be like, man, I got stopped out on gold. It's so choppy. No, it isn't freaking choppy at all. It's you're freaking 4 days into a big bullish move. You need a pullback, right? There's no way to know where the pullback's going to happen. You just have to mark these levels out on your chart for yourself. Now, I think that's a 4-hour level. It is. So this is going to be your first area to look right here for support test, 1815, spot 76. If this fails up here, right? If you make a lower high and then you roll over, this is going to be the first area to look. First area. That doesn't mean you just willingly put a limit buy right there, right? You got to watch how price action reacts around the level. When it comes into it, watch it on a smaller time frame. Hourly. If you get an hourly close below, then the chances are it's going to push lower. So you have daily support right below you. This says daily res, but it's old daily res. Wait a minute. Why is that even daily? I must have moved that. This is daily resistance. That's old daily resistance. Very old. That's going to put you right there. So that's better. So you got a daily support level beneath you, and you got a 4-hour support level right here above you. If this falls in resistance, because you are testing resistance, if you come back down here, this is where I'd be looking for bullish entries. The daily chart looks good. It looks like gold is getting ready to head higher. Also, that's not very good for Bitcoin in my opinion. It's just my opinion, guys. If gold starts going up, then that infers that people are putting their money back into gold and taking it out of Bitcoin, possibly. I don't know why they would be doing that, and I could be absolutely wrong. So, this is going higher. This is a nice double bottom breakout, moving higher. You are trading above all your major moving averages. If this green line gets above this purple line, you have a golden cross on the daily, which isn't a tradable event because the move has already taken place. Generally, when that happens, obviously price will be way up here before that crosses, but it looks like it's situating for more bullishness. So look for pullback entries on gold. You're only looking for buys at this point, but you're not buying tops. You're waiting for pullbacks. 1850. Yeah. But yeah. So wait for that pullback. Volume's a little low. Mario in. Pepe, any ideas on Pepe? I got a cat named Pepe. Any ideas on swapping ETH for Bitcoin for the next push? Yeah, I don't know if I'd be doing it right now, my friend. I'm not doing it. ETH had a big move. ETH needs a pullback. Also, Bitcoin's doing its little chop around dance in consolidation. For the 4-year market cycle model to continue, Bitcoin needs to start pushing, right? It needs to start pushing. But technically, I guess the way everybody's calling it is you can be until September before they're going to be considering it to be the bullish market top. But I'm a price action trader, first and foremost. I don't care about any models. I watch price. But Bitcoin is still extremely bullish, so I don't know if I'd be doing that just yet. Maybe wait for the next market phase. Good morning, Heath. Gold. I did gold, Rudy. Good morning from NL. Good morning. 121,774. Euro USD resistance. 121,774. I got resistance at 121,708. 121,708. And then, yeah, 745. So if you're Rudy, if you're using a different data feed than I am, like Forex.com or something, this is Oanda, then yeah, your resistance could be that number. Absolutely. Volume definitely low but manageable. Euro USD long, target 123, then 127 final. Yeah, I don't know if I'd be getting long right now, bro. We did talk about Euro USD. It could absolutely, but yeah, 122, 431 is the target for now. If you're looking at targets at 134, then you're obviously longer term bullish. I don't see that happening anytime soon. BTC tested the 1 trillion market cap level. Yes, it did, Woody. Absolutely. Good morning, Cassidy. What's happening, everybody? Says Scalper Joe. What's up, Scalper Joe? Yes, Giles, there's a Trade Talk Discord as well. But if you are in the CTM Discord, there is no need to even worry about it, my friend. As it is, there is a cost associated with it. If you're in the CTM Discord, you already have access to me, which is why I've never brought it up. It's only for the people, for whatever reason, they don't want to go through the CTM route, but they still want to trade next to me. That's what I did it for. But yeah, if you're in CTM, so you're good. Don't worry about it, Giles. I got lost somewhere. Yeah, there we are. TRBUSD, Cassidy Hurst. Some yesterday at 115. Let's go look at it, Cassidy. I got about 8 minutes before I got to bounce. TRB USD T. Nope, just USD. Coinbase. You picked up some yesterday at 115. There's not enough data on it for me to give you anything. You are trading inside. This was your ICO open right here, and that ICO opening price obviously is your resistance level at 149. And then you're trading inside of a range from the ICO open. This is Coinbase though, so maybe it wasn't just ICO'd. Maybe let's go look at it on a different, like Binance. Yeah, so it just came to Coinbase. I just call it an ICO, even if it's not, just because it's the new data for that chart. So it looks good, 115. So you bought it on a test. I would rather see you buy that than buy up here. So fantastic. Good job. See, guys, bought on this test lower. She probably had an area. Cassidy, if you're not a she, I apologize. Cassidy bought it on a pullback. Boom, got filled at 115. Nice work. Even if it doesn't work out, that is the way to trade. Beautiful job. Hey, thanks, Rudy. What NZD? You're welcome. Is anyone trading PAX GXAU on Kraken? I've tried. No, I don't mess with it. Greetings from Germany. Amazing things, Heath. You're welcome, Giles. Don't stress. All good. Perfect. Loving it. NZDCHF. I did NZDCHF earlier in the stream, Rudy, just about 5 minutes ago, 10 minutes ago. So I might be just looking at this later. Giles, man, yeah, it's Patreon. See the link in the description. Yeah, thank you, Ed. But like I said, Giles, keep that in mind, bro. You do have access to CTM, so if you at that point you're just supporting the channel, and I appreciate it either way. Thank you so much, Michelle. Thank you so much, guys. You guys are freaking awesome. I love every single one of you all. Let me do this real fast since it's just about to get over. Give me 1 second. I'm looking for something. Beautiful. All right. So basically that's it. I mean, We love you too, Giles. Thank you guys so much. Yeah, if you guys want to hit the like button, that does help the channel as well. Thank you so much. Let's see. What did not we look at? Let's look at Euro Aussie real quick. As you can see here, we're trading inside of this range, down on lows. This thing got crushed. Got crushed. Euro was stronger. Man, that was that March move. That was insane. And it's basically been resold off. This thing chops around so much. It's like hard to do anything with it. So this is your weekly support. It's still trading in a range. In Aussie CAD. Aussie CAD. This is one I want to look at. Obviously, since CAD it's been strong lately, right? With the price of oil going up. You see Aussie CAD had a beautiful methodical sell-off. Like every pop in price, you just wait a week and sell it. Wait a week and sell it. Wait a week and sell it. It worked out beautifully. Down here, found this triple bottom. See, this is why I don't like patterns. This was a triple bottom down here. Found support. Started moving higher. Broke your neckline. This would have been the neckline. Broke it, and then boom. Right back down. Now you're trading beneath it. So CAD must still be going very, very hard. Let's go look at CAD pairs, because I haven't looked at CAD pairs in a while. CAD Swissy looking good. It's trading underneath this area of resistance still. You did get a daily breakout, but then you traded back lower right there. So nothing to do. You're in the middle of that range. CAD Yen. CAD Yen is just, man, I can't believe I missed that trade. We were looking for it too. If you guys remember when the channel first got started, I was talking about all of this chop right here, this big zone. We were looking at this area of price, and I was basically like, yeah, when we get a breakout, whichever way, then it's gonna go. There's your breakout. Boom. Much higher. Nothing to do on CAD Yen. Plus the yen is going to get a bounce soon, guys. We crushed the yen to the downside. So give this thing a minute to consolidate. It's going to create a range more than likely before it heads lower or before it heads higher. So be careful on looking for new longs on yen pairs. Thanks, Jay Bradley, my friend. Did you do the Matic compound? No, I did not. Let's go look at it as I'm about to jump off. But we will go look at Matic and compound. Here, let me just get over here as I got them on my purple list. Here's compound. Compound has just been killing it. Beautiful trading. Put in your low. This was a nice retest. But right now you're testing resistance. So you're not looking for any new longs ahead of that resistance level. Right there. If you consolidate down here, but it's so close to near-term price, I would more or less want to wait for a retest down to here. I mean, you've tested it twice, but, you know, a third test is possible. At that point, you're probably losing. If you close here or lower today, you are going to put in bearish divergence on the RSI. Your moving averages is way beneath you still, yeah. So I wouldn't worry about that bearish RSI too much just yet. Let it build in some more. But there's still nothing to buy. You can't buy it here. You need to wait on a small pullback before you can look for buying opportunities. You're buying, if you buy it now, where's your stop going to go? All the way down here? Then you need to move up to 1200 just to be a 2-to-1. So, I don't know. It's bullish. That's it. And then Matic. Oh, I thought I had Matic on there. Let me go look at it. Get it up there. Good morning, Pepe. It's straight up, man. It's been consolidating up here, putting in this little wedge pattern. You got a daily breakout above resistance, and then your retest of it. Does it hold? Does it hold? That is the question. You did close below it, right? So Like I said, if Bitcoin maintains a sell-off, a lot of these things are going to follow. So just keep that in mind when you're taking these trades on these things at all-time highs. Up here, you are facing exhaustion risk. Obviously, it was bullish. People are still assuming that it's bullish, and it can be. I mean, look at this thing, though. It's been straight up. That's log. That's a log scale. Look at that. That's insane, man. That's a monster move. Monster move. It needs a pullback. So from that breakout there, you're up 3,000, almost 4,000%. 4,000%. So, yeah. I don't know if I'd be buying it up here. But we will see. Looks like it's also struggling at the dollar. The dollar's a big figure, obviously, and there are people looking to sell big figures. A dollar's a target for anybody that bought it in around the 26-cent area. They're looking for that $1 mark to get out. That's a 4-to-1, or 4x on their money. So, yeah. I don't know if I'd be buying it up here. Definitely needs a pullback. And what was the other one? Comp has been crushing it. Yeah, it has been crushing it. Absolutely. I came in late. Did he do ETHUSD? Yeah, I did. There's nothing to do on it. There's nothing to do on it. You are just absolutely insanely bullish. It looks like it was retesting support, and it looks like it's already found it. I mean, if you bought this wick low, then as a day trade, that's one thing. I mean, that's a 14% move. That's a nice day trade, right? However, when you're trading up on highs like this and have been for so long, you're staring exhaustion risk in the face. And exhaustion risk can be nasty. You can get a red pullback all the way down to 29.52 in one day with exhaustion risk. You know what I mean? So just be careful. I know it seems impossible, but it's not. It's not. So just be very, very careful. I was looking for this thing to hit $10,000, but it's like almost hitting it this week. It's been crazy, just going straight up. So, all right, guys, I got to cut. I got to get ready for the New York Open. So you guys make sure, like I said, if any times you have any questions, all you got to do is drop them in the comment sections of any of my videos. I do my best to answer them all. And as always, thank you to all my channel members and Patreons, because you guys are the reason I do this stuff. It's a lot of work, and I don't mind doing it as long as people are finding value. Value is what it's about. So thank you so much from the deepest parts of my heart. Make sure you guys trade safe. Make sure you trade smart, and happy trading, everybody.